But was it a big decision to get pregnant? Was this intentional or did it sneak up on you?
No, it was definitely like I got married and obviously intentionally, but and he was significantly older than me, so I kind of felt that pressure to have a baby at that point. In hindsight, I think I probably would have waited a little longer because it really kind of I mean, I love my kids, but it definitely changed the trajectory of my career. But
You weren't able to come back after your
I
pregnancy?
did, but it got. I don't have any family here, so where I live, so it got really hard to like
Balance,
juggle,
yeah.
like bringing kids to set, and like I did it for a little while. I took them, and that's why I got them into it. But then they got older, and then they got into school, so it just got like life kind of got overwhelming. So
Yeah.
I just kind of rolled out of it, and but I always had that longing to go back to it.
Right.
I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it.
So what were you doing between that part of your life ending and you starting OnlyFans?
Mommy, and I like owned a couple of businesses. I owned like a barbershop and a tanning salon and all that good stuff, like just like little businesses in town. And I loved that, but there was always that like, get me
It's to
from
do
my
something more,
camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So
You
yeah.
just had that desire the whole time?
Yep. Yeah. I tried doing like a modeling consulting to help other girls like get into it. And I helped a couple of girls, and one girl actually went over to like into Milan and did some runways and stuff. So it's just a passion. It's just like I love helping girls pose. I love all that stuff. So
Definitely. And so the person that you had those kids with, are you still with them or did that end at a certain point?
no, that ended
Oh, okay.
ended very badly. Very badly. So all of my kids are from the same
Okay.
same dad, but yeah, we've been
She has
divorced
4
now.
kids.
4 kids.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, I'm
No,
impressed
you're
because I'm like,
fine.
how do I have that many kids and also live this life? I don't know.
She
but
had one
it's-
and she was like, I'm never doing that again.
No, I want more. I'm intimidated. Intimidated.
It's a big juggle, especially in this lifestyle. It's I think there's like that black cloud of like, how can you be a mom and be, I don't think it's talked about a lot, right?
I mean, I
Like,
don't feel bad about that most of the time. My daughter's still like young enough where it's not present for me, but I feel like the balancing the two hats of being two very different people depending on what context you're in your life, you know?
Because
Right.
people don't realize that tons of porn stars have kids. And then
Whole
I'll be
family.
like, no, like she has 3 kids. And they'll be like, her? And I'll be like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know all these girls behind the scenes. And this is shit that I won't say on camera about them because they like to keep it low key. But like,
Right.
if you're actually in the industry, you know that a lot of people, and not everybody, because we know a ton of chicks that are 24, 25, living the high life, just basically being rock stars,
Right.
shooting porn all the time. And they could
Right.
never imagine having kids. But there's also a ton of people who kind of settle into more of a steady lifestyle.
But
you
even
know?
outside of the kids, it's like so many girls are presenting like they're single and available,
Yeah.
but they're totally been in committed relationships and married, and it's for their
Forever.
business, and that's makes sense. But
Right.
people would just be surprised.
So what do you think? Do you think, as like in being in the industry, do you think that when you're married it has a different like appearance to it? Like, do you think the fans react differently, or
When
I
you're a
think they-
real hoe, I think that a lot of the fans can tell. They could sniff that out. Whereas if you're 35 and you secretly have multiple kids and your social media just looks like someone who's got a team behind them and they're posting on their behalf, I think a lot of the fans can tell that certain girls are really 24 and getting drunk and having sex, but not everybody.
Well, I think the main point is just that that you still seem attainable to them, and
Yeah.
that matters a lot.
yeah, yeah,
They want to feel like they can actually
because it's that
be with you if they met you at a bar and
Right.
you guys had a drink together and whatever.
Somebody like Tiana Trump. The fans believe that if they ran into her on the right night, that they would be able to fuck her. And they might be right because she's a wild child.
I know her to be slippery, but
But we've also known her to be in lengthy relationships, but she's not really like advertising it to the public. And if she was like a mommy blogger, do you think that that would kind of kill some percentage of her fan base? Like,
Yeah.
some of them would be gone, right? I don't know. Not everybody, but
know.
what was the decision like to get into OF?
so
Is that where the sex worker stuff came from? And you
no, I
never
actually
thought about
started
that before?
as camming.
Oh, right. You were a
Right.
camera.
So, 2019, I post divorce, I was moving, I had a stomach ulcer perforate, and I ended up in emergency surgery of 8 hours. A long story short, I was in intensive care. I had hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills because I had no insurance. And then piggyback that with COVID, it was like I was like absolutely beyond stressed. And so I was like, how am I going to support these kids that are now home around the clock and being homeschooled plus like just, living. So I did some research and I found I'm actually really good friends with her now. Ainsley Devine, she's a cam model for StreamMate. And I found and all these articles that she was making all this money, and I was like, camming. I was like, it's just in front of a camera, right? And like I could kind of just play and just do my thing, and I could do it in my bedroom after they're in bed or whatever. And so I started with that, and I like just took to it. It was like something that like my first stream had like 1,900 people in it, and I was like, at the time I was like, oh, that was okay. And then you didn't realize like how good that was until later. I was like, oh my god, that was like really good. And I still have some of the fans from that very first stream with me now, but gaming is kind of like my home to like I guess the adult industry. That's what like I can do that when I'm home, when I'm on the road, when I do anything.
So you
I
still
love
do it
that.
actively?
I still do it actively. That's like my main, like I call that like my home. Like that's my 9 to 5.
I think
That's
like a lot of girls don't like the cam experience. What do you find enjoyable about it?
I love that I can be totally me. I run my own room 100%. If I'm an absolute bitch that day, I could be a bitch and they're still going to be there. Like, I can be like horny and ready to go and they're ready to go. So I kind of run my room according. If I'm in here in LA, I can shoot it in a hotel room, while like if I'm not working that day. I love the flexibility with it. I love it that I can work as long as I want or as short as I want, and I'm in control of how much money I make.
And you still prefer to do things on a cam site versus just doing it like on your OnlyFans?
So OnlyFans for me has never been like hugely successful
Okay.
for whatever reason. So yes, I think if that were opposite, I think if I saw the benefit of being on OnlyFans, I would definitely be. But the content for me and the time that it has taken to shoot the content and get it uploaded and the financial return on it, I definitely see a better return on camming.
Okay, your
over
fan
that.
base is all there because
Yeah.
you build it up there.
Yep, 100%. And they've followed me through porn. They followed me to my OnlyFans, and they're some of my most loyal people out there.